Hello everyone, I'm Bethany Taylor and today I'm going to be talking about job templates. During this training video you will learn what job templates are, when to use job templates, how to use job templates, and who to contact for questions. Let's get started. What are job templates? Job templates are calculators developed by engineering that sales staff can use to estimate smaller proposals for their customers. Now, there are pros and cons to using job templates. The pros are accurate parts list development, baseline for labor estimating, and they're easy to use. And what I mean by that is the engineering department has developed these so we are completely familiar with our manufacturers and can design an accurate parts list based on just a few site survey questions for you. And then we also provide the baseline for labor estimating, which means we have developed an average amount of labor and assigned it to each part to use as a budgetary number in your proposal. The cons of using a job template are you cannot use it for complex projects. These are specifically designed for smaller, basic IP video and access control projects. It only estimates 75% of your project, so you are going to go in there and calculate expenses and things like that and travel time, which again we'll get into later in the presentation. And we've only generated it for S2 and milestone at this point in time. If these are successful, we'll be adding more as time goes on, but for now we're just going to test S2 and milestone. When should I use a job template? Access control. There are a variety of limitations that come across when we're using the templates. The first of these is that it has to be a new installation. We can't do it for an existing situation that we already have in the field, mainly because we're not familiar with all the environmental factors that go into that. So these are only to be used for new installations. This is for a singular head end, so if you have multiple head ends, you're disqualified. No read-in, read-out doors. For this access control one, we only are going to put the reader on one side of the door. So you want to make sure that you're not using it for a situation in which you need it on both sides of the door. It's for 16 doors or less. It must be in a single building. And this particular access control system will not integrate. It will integrate, but integration has not been figured into your proposal. So if you require that for your customer, you'll have to contact engineering. And gates are not included. And wireless connectivity is not included. And last but not least, there's no elevators. So again, keep these in mind when you're bidding your access control project. If you want to use the job template calculator, it must meet all of these conditions. IP video. It has to be a new installation, similar to access control, single head end again. The cameras must be required to be equal to or lesser than 1 megapixel resolution camera. So that's all we have included on the template. If you need higher megapixel cameras, please contact engineering. Again, they have the integration limitation there. The calculators for 10 cameras or less. No wireless, no spot monitors. So if your project does not meet the requirements above, make sure you use engineering. But above all else, please do not use the job template calculator. How do I use job templates? Okay, templates are going to be saved at the corporate shared drive on the job templates folder, shown right here below. We've got the two templates here, S2, and then we have milestone. Instructions are included in each template, and we'll get into that a little bit more in detail so you can see. We'll walk through one in particular. And then from that point, once you use the template, you need to complete the required fields, and equipment and labor will be generated for you. And then you need to go into Sage and create a job in 3.5 and a takeoff and enter in the data that's provided by the template. So that's how that works. The template will not provide you with any pricing, but again, it will provide you with the part numbers and the labor numbers required to generate your bid. Template maintenance. Corporate engineering is responsible for reviewing and updating these templates on a quarterly basis. So we will be looking at those regularly. Templates will be reviewed for equipment updates, such as obsolete parts. Just make sure everything is working correctly according with manufacturer updates. And then again for accurate labor estimation. So we want to make sure we're going to be reviewing profitability of your projects. We want to make sure that we're estimating the amount, the correct amount of time for labor, and making sure that you're covered here moving forward. Sales will be notified of any version updates via Google Groups, so make sure you kind of watch your email for those, especially if you download your own template. And then contact engineering via email. And here's the email address, engineering@dakotasecurity.com, with any questions regarding the template. Now for an example, we're just going to run through the IP video template. It looks a little bit like this. So I'm going to exit out here. And you see I'm here in the corporate shared folder under engineering. I'm in the job templates folder, so I'm going to go and open up the IP video template. And bring it on screen. So here it is. And we've got it designed. This is an Excel file. So the first thing that you need to go when you open it up is complete the site section, condition section below. Make sure you enter your date, client name, client number. So I'm going to put today's date, my client name, ABC Company, and client number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I've got that information here. The next thing I need to do is complete my site conditions page. So again, this is going to be a review to make sure that you pre-qualify the project that you're going to estimate and make sure that the calculator is the right tool for you to be using in order to do so. So number one, is this project for a new installation? Yes, it is. Is the project for an addition to an existing system? No, it is not, because it is a new installation. Will there be multiple head-end locations for this system? I'm going to say no. And do any of the cameras require anything other than 1 megapixel resolution? So previously in the presentation, we talked about the limitations of using the calculator. So if you do answer one of these questions, it will pull up an error message, stop, do not use this template. And again, we put those conditions in this field to have you guys go through and make sure that you're not using this for a custom scenario in which we may need additional equipment, additional labor. We just want to make sure that we're providing an accurate solution that operations can deliver. So we want to make sure that we're cutting out any of the custom stuff that your customer might need. So again, it's only for qualified installations here. Will the system require integration with any other systems? No. Will it require more than 10 cameras? No. Will a lift be required? Nope. This is a pretty basic system. Do any of the cameras require wireless connectivity? No. And does the client need spot monitors? And I'm going to select no. So if you make it through all these questions, and this section right here is blank, you're good to go. Keep moving forward. The next section here is site survey information. So I'm going to fill out how many entry-level interior cameras are needed. So let's say I need 2 interior cameras. Light finder interior cameras. Let's see, I need 1 of those in a darkened area. How many light finder exterior cameras are needed? Let's say I need 2 cameras outside. And then I get to question number 4 here, and I'll say, will Dakota Security Systems provide the server for this system? Next is a drop-down menu. And in this case, I'm going to select yes. And I'm going to enter the total wire distance in feet for all cameras. So it's important to note this. You should have visited the site or have some conversation with your customer to have the accuracy of this information. I do recommend filling out the accurate second portion of the PDRF form, or basically what is known as the site survey form, so that you have the details to support this information. But you are going to have some questions like this of wire distance, so you're going to need to know that. In this case, I'm going to put 1,000 feet. Okay, so once I'm complete there, notice I'm on the Site Survey tab here. After I've entered all of my data, then I can go over to the Proposal tab. And you'll see I'm here at Step 3, a Proposal Estimate, and now I've got an estimate. You see I've got some quantities here. I've got some part numbers here. What I'm going to need to do is now go into Sage Contractor, and I would make a job number just like you normally do. And in Sage 9.5, I would open it up, and the first thing I'm going to do is import a takeoff template. Now, typically, if you look over here at the right, we have some screenshots. Most of you will be using your individual regional office takeoffs on a daily basis. In this case, you're not going to. you're actually going to go up when you import your template into 9.5, and you're going to select entry-level templates, like I have circled here. When you go in there, you'll find specific templates for each one of the calculators that you'll be using. So, for example, if I was working in the Chicago office and I wanted to use a template, I would click the second one here, which would be Chicago IP Video Entry-Level Template. And when you do that, it will import into a blank field, and you'll be able to enter your parts and your labor like you do normally. Just a quick review here. Some things you should note. Notice that the server here, if we're providing it, we've calculated it for 30 days and 7 frames per second. So you're going to need to contact BCD directly and get a quote. We did not provide the quoting information for that server, specifically because that goes up or down based on the number of cameras you have recording. So you're going to want to make sure you do that to get that information. But there's the part number and the actual server that you should be using for this. And then we have the rest of the part numbers that are already in the system and their corresponding quantities. So you'll need to do some manual data entry like you normally do in Sage. And then next is the bid item job expenses. These are manually estimated by sales staff. So you'll have to go in there and calculate shipping and any job supply expenses and other items that you typically estimate when you're doing your own jobs. In bid item 2, we have your labor figured in here. We've got project management labor, wire pull labor, installation labor. Note this item down here, travel labor. Sales staff will need to calculate their travel labor. So when we design this calculator, there's no way to figure travel because it's not for any particular area specifically. So you'll need to go in and figure out, based on the number of installation hours and project management hours, how long that's going to take, how many trips, and the duration of those trips for your staff. And we've also included a little breakout on how the labor was figured. So keep that in mind as well. And then in bid item 3, we've also provided the software licensing quote. So make sure you enter that information and provide a quote for your customer in that area. And that is complete. So that is using your IP video template. Again, it's very simple, completing the site survey portion, including the site conditions and the survey information to begin with. And then you have your proposal generated here, calculated out. So there's a little manual data entry. You'll be creating a job just like you normally do, but it should cut down on time and give you an opportunity to return this to your the quote to your customer. If you have any questions regarding the use of IP video templates or the access control, again, this is with Milestone in mind, as you can see by the part numbers. But we also have S2 for the access control, so if you've got any questions there, please don't hesitate to email engineering@dakotasecurity.com, and we'll take care of your needs. Thank you.